Welcome back, guys. I hope you're doing well. I made an updated recipe for my creamy black soap wash and I hope you find this helpful. I get so many questions and emails about this recipe, so this updated video I hope will answer all the questions that have been asked. I will address the preservative, I will address the pH, how I adjust the pH so I can use the preservative. So it is very detailed and I hope you find this helpful. So let's jump right in. And if this is your first time watching any of my videos, you are welcome. My name is Esther and I make DIY natural hair and skincare videos, and I have a bunch of other helpful DIYs on my channel, so please go check those out. So I'm starting out with some cut up African black soap. You can also use black soap powder, but the African black soap bar, I just cut it up into smaller pieces. The smaller you cut the black soap, the quicker it's going to dissolve in the water. So I'm going to be using some hot distilled water to melt the black soap. You want to use some distilled water to just cover the black soap. You don't want to use too much, so just enough to cover the black soap and then just set it aside to dissolve. Once the black soap has dissolved, you want to strain the mixture. You want to do this because black soap has like particles from the plantain ash that the black soap was made with, so you don't want this in your mixture. So once it's been strained, we're going to prepare the guar gum. The guar gum is our thickening agent that we're going to use to thicken up this liquid wash. I'm going to add the guar gum to the vegetable glycerin. This is going to really help hydrate the guar gum, and it's going to make it so easy when you add the guar gum to your mixture to thicken it up. You can also use xanthan gum. There are so many thickening agents out there. So just mix and then set it aside for about 10 to 15 minutes. Now I'm going to start making the black soap wash. I'm going to add the dissolved black soap, and I'm also going to add some more distilled water. I'm going to have all the measurements in the description box as well. And so I'm just going to mix carefully. You don't want to over mix because it's going to activate all that lather. I'm adding some apple cider vinegar, which is completely optional, and then I'm also going to add some aloe vera gel. I'm using processed aloe vera gel. Fresh aloe vera gel is really hard to preserve in this wash, so I'm just going to mix that in. I'm using shea butter and grapeseed oil, both of which are very moisturizing for the skin and are rich in fatty acids and vitamins. And for my emulsifier, I'm using sunflower lecithin. This is going to help to combine the water and oil together, so that way there's no separation. If you don't want to use an emulsifying wax, that's perfectly fine. You may have to shake up your mixture anytime you want to use it. I'm going to use my whisk and I'm just going to carefully mix everything in. I did not use my stick blender because it always releases so much lather. So you just want to mix this carefully and combine the lecithin in your mixture. So when mixing your guar gum in your mixture, just take your time, mix carefully. This should not take too long, maybe a minute or so. You just want to make sure everything is well mixed. It's not thick at this point, but it did not take that long to thicken up. So just mix carefully so that everything is well blended. And this is what the consistency looks like. Feel free to make adjustments. If you want a different consistency, you can adjust your guar gum or lecithin. So what I'm going to do next, I'm going to check the pH. It is important to check the pH because that affects your preservative that you're going to be using. So when I checked the pH, it was 9.5, which was on the high side, but that is typical for black soap. The preservative I'm using, the range is 3 to 8. So if I add the preservative now, it's not going to be effective because the pH level is higher than the preservative. So what I'm doing is I'm adding some citric acid. The citric acid is going to help lower the pH. So I did that a few times and I just kept checking, and I checked the pH until it got to a level of 7.5, and then I was able to add my preservative. So it is very important to check the pH. If you don't have a pH gun, you can use the pH strips. The pH strips, I really don't like them personally, but they are okay, enough to do a basic read. So they are inexpensive and you can use those. So I'm adding my liquid Gemo Plus now. I'm going to add that to my mixture, and I'll have all the measurements in the description box. And this is what the consistency looks like. If you're looking to purchase some authentic African black soap, go on and check out my website. I also have some skincare products as well. So go on and check that out. I'll leave that link in the description box. So I'm going to go on and package this up. It made 16 ounces of the liquid wash. If you want more lather, definitely add some more black soap to your recipe, but I found it very moisturizing and not drying at all. So it was a very nice creamy texture, creamy consistency. So I'm going to go on and show you the lather, and let me know if you have any questions at all. Reach out to me in the comments as always, and I'll do my best to answer your questions. And please go on and like this video because that really helps me out. And go on and subscribe if you haven't yet subscribed, and also turn on your notifications so you don't miss any new videos that I upload. And I'll see you in the next video. Until then, be well and take care. Bye bye.